became president, he opened a church.
In more recent time, and just over the weekend, Ambassador Joseph Yumabo made a statement that people shouldn't take men's job and give it to boys. He's a boy taking over a man's task in the presidency. What do you make of that?
Two things I want to say. That statement doesn't go well with me. If Mr. Weir is a boy, then I think he's a good boy because Joseph Boyka, former vice president Boyka, dropped in his heart, he collapsed, almost died. It is that boy because George Weir who ran there, pick him up, charter a plane to fly him abroad for open heart surgery and made him to live today with pacemaker battery. He's a battery total right now. So the battery is controlled by the women who gave it in a medical center where he was thrown to. So maybe he's not well to speak the way he's speaking. He's not well. He's using battery. It's not normal. A man who is using battery and a man who has a natural heart compare the two. So Joseph Boyka, the former vice president, he's using battery. He's a battery total. Such a man cannot even be president of this country. He's sick. So maybe the frustration making to speak the way he did, calling the president boy. So Joseph Boyka, the former vice president, he's using battery. He's a battery total. Such a man cannot even be president of this country. He's sick. So maybe the frustration making to speak the way he did, calling the president boy. So Joseph Boyka, the former vice president, he's using battery. He's a battery total. Such a man cannot even be president of this country. He's sick. So maybe the frustration making to speak the way he did, calling the president boy. How many million people voted that boy? So many millions. Look at this boy and elected him. Maybe you call Joseph George Weir boy because of the age. Because Joseph Boyka is over 70 and this boy is about 50 something. So when you say boy, well, that's it. But boy in the sense of immaturity, no. George Weir is mature. He's mature. That's why he told Joseph Boyka on the ground when he collapsed to fly him abroad for medical checkup, for medical heart surgery. That's why made him to live today. I think Joseph Boyka, in conclusion, should be very grateful to that boy who flew in on the country for open heart surgery and making to live today. But the way Joseph Boyka speaks, the way he acts, he is one of the 9 ungrateful lepers. The fact is, he could have given you, but he did not. He saved this old man. But what the old man is returning is ungratefulness. Call this president boy. You call the whole of the president boy, then you old man, you told him battery around here.
You're taking away.
Look at a battery man and he let you. Because any minute you collapse. But you always say you want to be president, and you know the record, you're on the platform, on the borderline.
Yesterday, I'm laughing. I was reading the comment section. John Palu said the reason why he's doing this is to save the state. Save Liberia. But Senator Palu was senator when in his country 5 wonderful Liberians who's from the murder, their bodies were mutilated. He didn't say anything. A colleague who was then a senator whose name is confirmed in the TRC report, whose testimony you can find everywhere. Sarah R. allegedly Sarah R. is master card on the Kavala River. Became a senator from jail. He came from jail. That kid died in Maryland. Senator Balu was senator. Senator Balu was senator when Chief Juba was killed. Senator Balu was senator when the Fula man was beheaded in River G. Senator Balu was senator and the 17 young men were killed in Lower Majidi and Grand Bassa County. Senator Balu was senator and one of the people who functioned all of his effort was giving intergenous customer money.
I'm saying that we could have done better. We could have done a lot better. The first female president. I see got to vote 18. What's love? Yes. What's love? Yes. 18 years old. Yes. 18 years old. Yes. Young boy, younger. Yes. Young boy, younger. Yes. Oh my papa. Yes. Oh my papa. Yes. One brown baby. Yes. One brown baby. I thank God I get my foot in car. Lama walk up here, make my press away.
So, Humble is on his own.
Lama walk up here, make your way away. I thank God I get my foot in car. Lama walk up here, make the hook away. But your Usma, we are for the 6 plus 6 you get for put to you back. But your Usma, we are for the 6 plus 6 you get for put to you back.
That will use electronic and print media.
Hold their feet to the fire because some of you, somebody come and
I can't afford it.
the silence to you. You must hold their feet to the fire because some of you voted for these thieves. Okay? The house is a thief. It's a thief. I'm telling you, it's a thief. Anybody who lie on what you do, yeah, check here. What got checks before. He denied his signature on those checks before 2020 campaign. He's a common criminal. I'm saying that to you. He's a common criminal. That's the budget he voted for. He's a criminal because he lied at $3.6 million now in the budget. He can't take me anywhere. I defy him. That's a criminal. No, I'm not angry. I'm being forceful. I'm being intellectual. I'm providing facts. No, I said something I didn't mention him, so they don't know I'm a medicine. He has no integrity in life or integrity. He's in the crisis of integrity. He's drowning in the crisis of integrity. He's not only fake. He's drowning in the crisis of integrity. I say he's a criminal. He's a thief. To take a $45,000 car in the budget to vote for it, not just to vote for it, and you then inform the people because say everything you will inform the people on record for that. And he didn't say anything about it. Okay, the pastor didn't vote, but why he didn't say it? Why he didn't say he voted for it? The records are there, gentlemen. Senator Delon should be treated as a common criminal for lying to the public that there's no $3.6 million in the budget. Okay, and they said they didn't want it. Why they place it? There's $3.6 million. The money here. The thing is in the budget. There's the final budget. So like they don't tell you when they took it all of a sudden where they put it. I beg you. One question is when they took it out, can you show us where you put your share? That's the question. If they answer that question, come back to me.
We now go over to Robert Tier of the Unity Party.
Yeah, everything I do, you must first tell the thing to the people.
That's what I'm saying.
We've been doing that with people cleaning the champagne in our various communities. In social science, say, go to people and ask them what the name. And so you pointing them to say, I name this. But if you don't ask your people, then where you carry to them? So before I ask them what the name and what the name that we're taking to them.
Your three major priorities.
Right now, if you look at I'm a teacher in profession.
You teacher?
Yeah, I'm a teacher.
Okay.
The second thing is that we want the boroughs autonomous.
The boroughs what?
It's autonomous. Yeah, it's autonomous.
Go ahead.
And we look at some of the things we have to consider because we talk about autonomous, that means you have a lot of facility, a lot of things that you do in the borough. And if you are autonomous and you have other things to do, and if you look at the Nukuta, many young people are graduated from college in the district. Right now, the first thing we embarked was to have a reconciliation regional meeting out of the communities.
So Tia, at what level were you teaching? Was it elementary, junior high, or senior high?
We're taking elementary divisions.
Oh, okay.
Elementary division. And we're credible, we are more accessible, and we're development oriented. So
Hello, Robert B. here is a librarian. After our graduation from the elementary school, we keep the Murray Road to attend the junior high school, the Pastor Junior High School, and from there we went to Central High and graduated 1998. I'm a teacher in professions. Robert here is one of the daughter's son. Robert here is one of the incredible sons. Robert here is deserved to be a servant in the district. Robert here is a public servant. I always work at the National Security Agency in Kemakanji.
First, in both our U.S.-funded media training and in our messaging to the press, we spend a lot of time emphasizing responsible journalism. That with freedom of expression comes an obligation to verify facts and to not inflame passions without first doing due diligence. Today, I am ashamed. I'm ashamed to tell you that the most irresponsible controversies to emerge in Liberia's media over the past month have originated from the United States. While responsible, critical observations from the Liberia diaspora can be healthy, some cowardly media personalities and political personalities have intentionally disseminated rumors and misinformation into Liberia's political environment from the safety of their studios and offices in the US. And these people are motivated by disruption and a desire to break down trust in Liberian institutions. They don't care what damage they cause. And when questioned by law enforcement, they do not have evidence to back up their claims. Unfortunately, they take advantage of America's First Amendment rights to spread rumors and stir up trouble in your country, which is despicable behavior.
Well, I would say this. Let's put it in comparative perspective. I always like to do that because, again, go back to my earlier point about glass half full, glass half empty. Depending on what your perspective is, sometimes even your political alliance, it can take away from the argumentation. It can take away from objectivity. Right? So it's good to put it in perspective, right? Now, security, rule of law. When did the United Nations mission leave that provided security since the end of the war, 2003 up to 2017? They left on the cost of this administration. Do you recall that? Not only did they create a vacuum at the time, I still remember because I did work around security sector reform, right? When I was still involved with the UN in civil society. At the time, the police force was not even, the army was not even 4,000 strong. That's when the UN left this country. The UN had been stationed in regions across this country providing security in this country, and they left. Put that in comparative perspective, and then measure that against a fledgling government takes over after 12 years of UN security presence and begins to provide security. That exposes you to the enormity of the challenge that the Liberian National Police has. It's a very daunting task. You put it very mildly. And we must pat the Liberian National Police on the back on the work it has done. Because it's a question of perspective. Are you looking at it from the side that the glasses have empty? Or are you looking from the side that the glasses are full? Look at in our country today. Save the one or two civil disturbances that we've had in our country. What are the gross instances of insecurity that exist in Liberia today since the UN has left? Can you point to them? We have several mass protests in this country since the UN left. Not one person died as a result of that. We had the Fix the Country protests. We had a protest where
free media, they use everything to promote their propaganda. So they take advantage of that and they spread their own dirty propaganda to outpower us, to outsmart us, to get it all around the world. So investors cannot come here because you want to come. They'll be afraid. That's their intention, not to allow investors to come. So they do all kinds of things to destroy this government image. That's what I know. Because this government cannot involve itself in killing people and killing people. President Joshua, when he became president, he opened a church.
In more recent time, and just over the weekend, Ambassador Joseph Yuma Boakai made a statement that people shouldn't take men's job and give it to boys. He's a boy taking over a man's tax in the presidency. What do you make of that?
Two things I want to say. That statement doesn't go well with me. If Mr. Weir is a boy, then I think he's a good boy. Because Joseph Boakai, former Vice President Boakai, dropped in his heart, he collapsed. Almost died. It is that boy, because George Weir, who ran there, pick him up, charter a plane to fly him abroad for open heart surgery that made him to live today with pacemaker battery. He's a battery total right now. So the battery is controlled by the white man who gave it in a medical center where he was thrown to. So maybe he's not well to speak the way he's speaking. He's not well. He's using battery. It's not normal. A man who is using battery and a man who has a natural eye, compare the two. So Joseph Boakai, the former vice president, he's using battery. He's a battery total. Such a man cannot even be president of this country. He said, so maybe that the frustration making to speak the way he did, calling the president boy. So Joseph Boakai, the former vice president, he's using battery. He's a battery total. Such a man cannot even be president of this country. He said, so maybe that the frustration making to speak the way he did, calling the president boy. So Joseph Boakai, the former vice president, he's using battery. He's a battery total. Such a man cannot even be president of this country. He said, so maybe that the frustration making to speak the way he did, calling the president boy. How many million people voted that boy? So many millions. Look at this boy and you letter him. Maybe you call Joseph George Weir boy because of the age, because Joseph Boakai is over 70 and this boy is about 50 something. So when you say boy, well, that's it. But boy in the sense of immaturity, no. George Weir is mature. He's mature. That's why he told Joseph Boakai on the ground where he collapsed to fly him abroad for medical checkup, for medical heart surgery. That's what made him to live today. I think Joseph Boakai, in conclusion, should be very grateful to that boy who flew in out of the country for open heart surgery that make him to live today. But the way Joseph Boakai speaks, the way he acts, he is one of the 9 ungrateful lepers. The fact is, you could have know you, but he did not. He did not. He saved this old man. But what the old man is returning is ungratefulness. Call this president boy. You call the whole Liberian president boy, then you old man, you told him battery around here.
You're taking away.
Look at a battery man and he let you. Because any minute you could collapse. But you already said you want to be president, and we know your record. You're on the time bomb, on the borderline.
Just sitting and laughing and reading the comment section. John Baloo said the reason why he's in this is to save the state. Save Liberia. But Senator Baloo was senator when in his country, 5 wonderful Liberians who on the murder, their bodies were mutilated. He didn't say anything. A colleague who was then a senator, whose name is enshrined in the TRC report, whose testimony you can find everywhere, that allegedly carried out a massacre on the Kavala River, became a senator from in jail. He came from jail. That case died in Maryland. Senator
You are straight out from George to kill me in the country. The attack on family, the woman most of them in the car. Last night, you were there, the person came straight in the middle. The meeting you had, the owner said you will call now. Will you please give me a chance? But where I have a meeting? Your attacker, you told them not to even receive us. Where I have a meeting? Where the owner said I have a meeting? I never talk bad about you. Where the owner said I have a meeting? You attack me? No, you attacking me. I don't know you, baby. But you attacking me. All my radio show, everything I've been doing. I've been so clever. They made up a part. But just continue to attack me, baby. That's why we fight my battle. You order your people to attack me, I will say that. God bless you. No problem. No problem. No problem. I will shut people on your asshole.
Oh, we say we want rules. We were just evil. We want the hospitals. We were just paying hospitals. We say we won't go to schools. We were not paying to be here. We want the market. We were not being a yard. Yo. Oh, where one to all.
You get bring her to go see to the main store.
Oh, so the man wanted for you to go steal from the web pro store.
Yeah, he said I'm joining to go steal to the web main store to they get money into the store. They will go take it from there. I said, my man, how many bars for the same lecture?
And how can the police catch you now?
The police before the man call me back. Now on the 18th, they more.
The same man now.
Yeah, the same man.
The same man who want for you to go steal.
Yeah, he called me on the 18th.
Yeah.
Now in the 9, around about 8:30, the man called me. He said, "Oh, my man, I'll let you be and call you back again."
So that time you go to where?
I go to where?
You live for a working place, you come to the man.
Yeah, I'm from to my working area to Clarence to now go to the man.
To go steal now?
No, I'm not go steal. I go Steve. I go to yeah. How you question me, man? The thing you want for me to explain for you to understand, then still questioning me, doubling the question. How many talk clear now?
Okay, let's go now. I beg you, sorry.
I say.
When they call you in the net now.
When they call me in the net.
Yeah.
He asked me, say, how many of you are working to the area? I say we are 3.
You told the message you're 3.
Yeah. So he said, I want to give you tea to carry to
the message. What can you what
tea? Have milk tea.
Oh, milk tea.
Yeah.
For you to drink
with bread.
The bread.
3 pieces of bread.
With egg inside.
With egg inside my butter. So when I carry it to when the man say carry to the man, when you give it to the man, then you must come back to the car.
So the fool make you now carry that so you can go convince your friend now.
Yeah. When I give it to the man, the man say thank you. I say okay. The man say, "Oh, where you going now?" I say, "Oh, I'm going right car." So one of my friend called me.
Yeah, the same man you going to now.
Yeah, the same man.
The man tell you say want for you to go steal.
No, yeah. So when I go to the man, he say, "Clean the car." Then they are two now. In a jeep. Then they are two.
A big jeep.
Yeah. Black BG. Photo G. Yeah. So when I clean the car now,
air condition all inside.
No, Papa, you can't wait for me to spin now. I'll leave the whole now. You can judge people.
I just asking you a question, sorry.
You can judge people like you can here.
No, I'm a journalist. I beg you, sorry.
The way you talk in the question, you say when I move from here, I'll free. You say when I move from here, I'll free. You say I want to talk again. I wanted to make a whole talk clear to you, but you talk in the question. Hi, land looking, hi, looking. Then you want post and no more word there again. Why not belonging to the talk? I'm not going to talk again. And said they call me to the office, I go explain.
I think you explain to me that you come to get fair. You say you carry the tea to the man. After you carry the tea to the man, and you come now. So what next now?
And for me, I'll not fair.
Nobody, you getting very. You say asking you too much question. Hey, there's thing say make your egg and bread. You bring it. Okay, sorry. Now I say sorry now. Okay, sorry.
If you
I will not ask you the question again. Okay, sorry.
When I give you answer now, then you.
Okay. Explain again. I'm not asking you no more question again. Okay, let's go ahead now.
Go to school. The English say I need the English.
Okay, sorry. That was sorry now. Sorry.
Say Ali, you take that. You take that.
I'm taking time. Okay, sorry. Okay.
Say I can take that
to explain. Okay.
We are going back for 2 years. Say. Sedition and peaceful people. Say. Wait. Opposition will call your yeah? No. Will call your yeah? No. Will call your yeah? Okay, now it's now. I say we call your yeah? No. Will call your yeah? No. Will call your yeah? Okay, now it's now. Will call your yeah? No. Will call your yeah? No. Will call your yeah? Okay, now it's now. Re-election. The parish should know I get stopped. President, we are re-election. The parish show we can celebrate. The president re-election. The parish show. Opposition, nobody will fall up there. President, we are re-election. The parish show no one can stop it. The president re-election. The parish show. Opposition, nobody will fall up there. President, we are re-election. Show we the parish show we can celebrate. If you like it, you not like it, that's why you. If you like it, you not like it, that's why you. If you like it, you not like it, that's why you. If you like it, you not like it, that's why you. See the shake of me, opposition, get well. See the shake of me, opposition, get well. Back to me, opposition, get well. Back to me, opposition, get well. So can.
Distinguished colleagues, this is a two-faced issue.
This is a critical issue in this country, and we must stand up and speak the truth. Because for you to use the fact that prior to printing, it means you already telling me print. But before you print, come up to me. There is nothing in that paragraph that indicated that money should be printed.
The essence of this exercise, the essence of this exercise is to know the facts. Everybody will have the opportunity to ask questions if you so desire.
I would like to say good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all of you. However, where you're joining us on Freedom Hub at about this moment, we'd like to say welcome to today's presentation of Freedom Hub on 87.9 FM and Freedom Radio Liberia via Facebook and YouTube. We actually have a lot to talk about today. I'm the 100% live from our studio, but I'm from somewhere working today, and we'll be joined by Oliver later on. My name is Princess Alexa Venture. We have a lot to talk about. As you all know, we're in basically the campaign period, and the president has left Grand Cape Mount County, and he's expected to be in Margibi tomorrow. And that will be for, I think, 2 days, and the couple of different camping activities across. So we have a lot to talk about. We started yesterday with a lot of the different discussions, and there was something that we actually talked about, Joseph Boakai's trip that was made shortly to Ghana. So we have a lot to talk about. Today we will talk about all of the different activities the president is doing across the country as it relates to his tour, campaign tour. We'll also be talking about some of the reasons why the president should be reelected, and some of the folks who think actually the president is not to be reelected. Why are they saying what they're saying, and why should the president be the best choice, or why is the president the best choice? So we have a lot to talk about. However, we join, I would like to say welcome. So we'll take a very short break, and then we'll get words from our sponsor, Crime Stoppers Liberia. After that, we proceed with exactly what we have to talk about today. But however, when you join us, would like to say welcome. Baby boy, take control, please. DJ Hero, if you're in studio, please take control of exactly the studio. We want to play our, one of the sponsors we have for our show. We need to hear from them. That is Crime Stoppers Liberia. But, we have a lot of different things, a lot of different statements. And now I think we have folks from Unity Party right now, and they are the defense, like, they're trying to justify, or they're trying to say more than exactly what was said yesterday in a very short, written note by Mo Ali. So now you have them trying justification. There's also, this other statement about why people are so concerned and why people are actually pressuring Unity Party to have to make clarity when clarity is not actually needed in this. But I think people are actually concerned because, how it is. This is a political season, and before this moment, before this campaign was officially opened, you had a lot of different statements. A lot of different statements were made prior to today. A lot of different things were said. There were speculations around the country. And a lot of people in Liberia who are citizens, people who will be going to vote on October 10, a lot of people have had these different statements about the different people we have to be.
Okay, all right. So good afternoon. Let me say, let me firstly apologize. Let me firstly apologize to our folks for coming rather late. It is unintentional. There is a crazy traffic on the Bourgeois Island. There is a crazy traffic on the Bourgeois Island between Claratown to Johnson Street. So the Liberian National Police, the folks should do what they can to get that traffic off. I spent a little close to 45 minutes in that traffic. It was kind of horrible, but we're back, and it is a wonderful day. Alexa, good afternoon. Let's get running.
Hello. Afternoon to you, Oliver.
Okay. So basically, there are too many things we intend to talk about today. By the way, at 5:15, we're hopeful to have a member of the media team for Kekula Muka Kamara, the representative candidate in District 14. We are expected to have Abayomi Taplas Santi Jr., a member of the Muka's media team, in studio by 5:15 to talk about the campaign. But there are a few issues we intend to talk about. On yesterday, we had a conversation about the former vice president's departure from the motherland to, I'm told now, Ghana. There's a whole lot of conversation about that, and I think it is important that we talk about it, because the campaign in this country should be a responsible one, and I am kind of disappointed. I'm becoming more disappointed in the trend our campaign is taking, and I think Liberians should graduate from this kind of mindset. For me, Alexa, and those of you listening out there, my issue is with the politicians and those who are into political canvassing. What I think our focus should be is to get deeply involved with the issues that will affect the lives of the people positively, other than these trivialities. I mean, these trivial stuff. What I can say and what I know for a fact is that the vice president is out of the country. The former vice president is out of the country. I cannot confirm whether he went there for medical reasons. I got informed that he did not leave this country in ambulance. He walked to the airport. Yes, he did not leave this country in ambulance. He was taken to the airport in his vehicle. He boarded the flight walking. He was strong enough. That is what I know. And so, just for the clarity, this is a fact, a fact-finding platform. Yeah, we don't lie on this show. We don't tell story. So what I know for a fact is that the former vice president was in good health when he was leaving this country, and that is what I know. Now, my take is our politicians, whether folks in the opposition or those in the ruling party, should start to see, this process as a process that will market the transformative ideas they have for the people of our country. It is not a time you will start talking about somebody who's sick. Oh, Joe Biden is sick. That one issue. Right? I mean, if Joe Biden is sick, I mean, every human being can get sick. Let the people decide whether they want to have sick men as their president. That's their business. That should not be for politicians to keep hanging on. The Baba is sick. The Baba is this. No. If the man is sick, the voters will decide when they see sick man, they want to make sick man president. That's their business. Our issue should be about what's going to happen with the free tuition policy after elections. The issue we should be concerned about is what's going to be happening to the free wire fees, situation after elections. After elections, the decision of the voters will either choose to have free tuition policy, continuing, or, have it subjected to some form of revision. What we should be concerned about is what will happen to the roads of Liberia after the elections. What's going to happen to the Lofa County Road, for example? At the moment, the road is around the Salahi district area. What's going to be happening to the road after election? That should be the conversation. The ruling party should be telling us what they will do with the road in Lofa County after elections. The ruling party should be telling us what's going to be the plan for the southeastern road after elections. The ruling party should be telling us what's going to be the plan for the western region, road after elections. Similarly, the opposition community should also be willing to tell us exactly, especially the Unity Party, what were they not able to do when they were there in 12 years that they are planning to do when they take over after election. Those are issues that the conversation should be about. But when you find people trying to hang the conversation on, oh, the man's sick, or the other man can talk good English. I mean, the Unity Party folks say if the president can talk good English, he can be talking I mean, that's what they say. The CDC men say, oh, Joe Biden is sick. He can be walking, he could have fall down, he could have collapsed. I mean, as comical as those things may sound, I don't think they are the real crux of the matter during these elections. What should be the concern about the Liberian people? What the Liberian people should be more interested in, the bread and butter issues, those things that will confront their survivability after the process. So I would rather the politicians focus the conversation on what's going to be the energy, platform. I mean, what's in it from the energy sector? What the United Party people won't tell us that they will do with Corin when they come to power. Why the CDC men won't tell us that they will continue doing with Corin when they are retained. That's where the conversation should be. But if people start to make the conversation to a PLA, they may want to be president, but he can speak good English. The other may want to be president, but he's sick. For me, I don't think that's where we should go. So, Alexa, I don't know what this is going to be like from your end, but at the moment, Liberians are kind of divided over the Pape sickness, and this thing in my mind, I think the signal issue should not be a major issue of discussion. If the people want me sick person president, that's their business. If whatever they want to do, my issue is let the politicians start to discuss those critical issues that we as a people will be confronted with after the process. That's what I think.
Okay, so I think one of the problems we have had over the period is the fact that people try to redirect, their energy, people try to redirect the different discussions we're supposed to have about different policies, about, things that are way more important than actually discussing personalities over the period. So you understand that you have a lot of people nowadays, even people who are considered to be sophisticated, people who are considered to be way more educated. Now, they forget a lot about some of the significant issues that are to be discussed. Like you talk about, all of the different sectors we have. You have roads, you have electricity, you have education, you have just the different sectors we have. People are no longer talking about, these different sectors we have as a country. Now, they are focused on personalities. And I think over the period, this is not actually the first time you've said something like this. We've discussed this in different words and just on different occasions. We have had these different talks. So I think about this moment as a country and as a people who are actually looking forward to a country that will progress. It's actually important to talk about these different policy issues. Like, for example, we're talking about the economy, right? When we're discussing these issues, to talk about how is this going to affect the lives of people positively. We're talking about education. We talk about sustainability. We talk about how are people actually benefiting from the different policies we have when it comes to education. Then we go to agriculture. We go to the energy sector that has to do with electricity and all of those different things. When we start to actually discuss these things in details, I mean, at the end of the day, you have a lot of people to be well versed when it comes to these different issues. But nowadays, Oliver, in as much as I think we should disregard discussing personalities, we should disregard discussing people's personal conditions and all of those different things. It is like a really hard thing to completely forget about that, because it has actually become an order of the day where whenever you have a political gathering, or whenever you have a space where people are gathered to have their different opinions voiced, you will still have supporters from different political parties. We have, shortlisting this personal, I don't know, I should say deficiency from one political leader to another. So in as much as we want to discourage people, in as much as we want people to, just disregard discussing things that are not really that important, right? We still cannot 100% do away with that, because you will still have people to mention these different things. But I think where we can actually have, an understanding is the fact that we should tell people, in as much as we're saying, do not discuss this, do not discuss maybe this person's health, do not discuss that this person doesn't speak well, do not discuss that this person has a lifestyle that, the person struggles with, right? But we should, in as much as we're telling you, don't say this, it is hard that they're not going to say it. But we should tell them that we should be more focused on things that a lot of people are benefiting from. Like, you talk about school right now. people are in University of Liberia, people are in other public universities across the country. We talk about these policies and the sustainability because, like you said something very important, right? Like for example, the Lo-Fi rule right now.
Oh yeah.
What exactly happens to that after the election?
After election, that's the concern.
An important question to ask. What happens to the payment of wise fees after election? That is an important question. What happens to the public universities across the country? Are these things really sustainable after election? Are we more focused on now the personalities that are involved? So I think beyond the regular rhetorics that people are definitely involved with, it is important to go beyond just the normal talk. We should talk about how are these things going to be, sustainable? How are these things going to be extended after election? Because trust me, Liberia is here. And far before George Weah became president, of course, we had Liberia. Far before Joseph Boakai even started working in government since 1970-something, we still had Liberia here. So Liberia will always be here regardless of who is president or who is not president, right? So I think it is important to look far beyond just the regular talks we have daily. And we talk about these important factors and how they're going to continuously, affect the lives of people positively, because that is important. After elections, you still have people going to high schools. After election, you still have students, wanting their wise fees to be paid. After election, you still have, some youngsters who wanting to go to university. Some of them will not have fundings and all of those different things. After elections, you still have people wanting to go to Lo-Fi County, right? So all these things remain. You still have people to want to do all of these different things. So what happens after election? The question now is, are we more focused on this person is unwell? Are we more focused on this person doesn't speak well? Are we more focused on this person has, some sort of lifestyle? Are we more focused on that? Or are we more focused on what do we stand to benefit as a country, and what do we stand to sustain as a country, regardless of, in terms of the different policies we have in education, agriculture, road, energy, what do we stand to actually sustain? So I think right now we should be more focused on putting people, at the center of these discussions. I mean, people who are definitely telling us, I can be this, I can be that. We should be able to ask these different questions. Right. So it is really important that we tell people, don't talk about this person's health, or it should not be something that is the author or the center of discussion, because if that is it, then I think we're getting things wrong, because it means you're forgetting about the real issues. You're forgetting about, issues that are of importance, and then you're focusing on things that are less important. So I think that is something that is okay. But 100% kind, I don't think we will definitely get rid of all of these things. Like, people will still talk about personalities. Like, we just can't. You even have people who are senators. You have people who are reps. They're still talking about, they're attacking each other, right? They're still talking about this other person doesn't do this. So that is something that would take a very long time before we can get rid of 100%. But I think when we're talking about this period right now, we should ask these questions, because you have a lot of young people who are involved. You have a lot of young people who are making decisions, and when we want them to have an informed decision to be made, we should be able to talk about this, like what happens after the general elections. What exactly will happen to Liberia? It is important.
And I'm in no way holding you there. Let this be very clear. The health status of the former vice president is a crucial thing for Liberians to talk about. I want to strike the line. Let that balance be there. Now, it becomes very irritating when premier is being placed on that other than the real issues. And that's where I stand. For me, I believe that whoever is going to be the president of Liberia, the Liberian people should know the health status of that person. Because there is a reason why timelines are assigned to the different positions, the different elected positions in the country. So they say president can spend 6 years, and when he or she performs, they can be re-elected for another 6 years. the same applies to people from the House of Representatives and the House of Senate. Now, the reason why it is that way is because they want you to serve for a particular period. They also believe that the people should have a chance to evaluate you over a particular timeline. So, to become president, the folks in the country should know your status. Let them know what kind of man you are. You strong, you okay, you can stand for 2-3 minutes. I mean, you able to stand tension. Are your medical records okay? Are you fragile? You know, fragility. Are you fragile? When they say you're fragile, my people and me, you know, you're not quick to get sick. You're not quick to break down. You're not quick to go for medicine. You're able to stand tension. I mean, those are things people want to know. I agree with those who say it is a concern, but when it is being placed above the real issues in the country, then I have a problem. So as we are campaigning in this country, let the Liberian people be able to understand in plain truth what each of these political parties will bring to the table. What is the CDC promising the Liberian people? What is the CDC's manifesto for the Liberian people? What are they saying about, you know, the free tuition policy? Are they going to continue it? What are they saying about the WASP's, you know, policy? What are they saying about road construction as they've already started? What are they talking about? You know, the proper housing unit. Will they continue doing those things? For me, if I were to advise people within the CDC, that is what I think their campaign messages should focus on from a greater percentage. You know, yeah, the issue of Joe Biden sickness, maybe out of 100%, you can talk about maybe 10% of it. You know, yeah, 10% of it, you can talk about it, 10%. But the real issue should be, what are you going to do going forward if you are re-elected as a government on all of the things you already started now? For the folks in the United Party, instead of them running around and say, oh, Jawia is a buka dancer, you know, he does one. The only reason you want to replace the president is because he dances the buka song. If that is the reason, then you got no reasons. Because if you're paying fees for people, you know, taking the examinations, I mean, he's doing a lot of other stuff. And the only reason why you are angry is because in your mind, when a favorite song is trending in the country, he will take up his time to dance to it. If you think that is a genuine reason why you want to replace him, then you don't have a conversation. And so I would also rather want the opposition to be very, very serious with the process. You take serious matter to the discourse. That's how the future of the country will be determined. But if we start to say, you know, this party will talk about how the president can dance, buka dance, you know, and this other group will say, how Joe Biden is a dead man walking, he could afford that. By the time you go to Coca-Cola factory, he come a small rain tension, the battery get weak, they go charge it. When you start to make the conversation like that, then we tend to forget the real issues confronting the campaign. And so I am particularly concerned today on wanting the Liberian people, to pay more attention to the real issues. I know everybody want to have the fun fair, you know, and I don't want us to be carried away by the fun fair of the campaign. Let's be more concerned about what will happen to most of these things, because that is the essence of governance. We can talk about it, you know, the president will play football, the president will play basketball, he will pago. Oh, I mean, there is no crime in it. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, in as much as the roads are being built, you know, fees are being paid, you know, things are happening. The president can dance whatever, he can play whatever football you want to play. Once the country is running, there is no cause to worry. You know, so I don't think people who want to be president should come to the discourse with that. All right? Equally so, if the CDC people do campaigning, let them be telling us what extra, you know, ingredients are they going to add on to the free tuition policy at the University of Liberia. Let them also tell us what do they have in package in terms of connecting the rest of the roads that they were unable to do in 6 years. Good, they were able to start some other unprecedented projects like the Lofa County Road. They were able to expand too many of the corridors in Nimba County to provide access to, you know, a development for the people of Nimba. They were able to initiate the proper housing unit for some counties. Some of the other counties benefited, but at a very lower pace. The CDC campaign team, the CDC campaign foot soldiers should start to inform the Liberian people what extra stuff they're going to be adding onto the already existing projects and developmental initiatives they're undertaking. You know, so when they focus more on these discussions, the Liberian people will have a fair understanding as to what to expect after the election. But if it all will be like, but the whole country is aware. Everybody know that Mr. Bwaka is not well, Alexa, and I want to run to Jeremiah Kuhn. Even the vice running mate to Mr. Bwaka is aware that he is not well.
That's an open secret right now.
Senator Prince Johnson, who is a campaigner, a lead campaigner for the Bwakas, how you call this thing? How they can call it presidency, right? Senator Johnson himself is aware, and he's on record of informing the Liberian people that Mr. Bwaka is not so the whole country knows that the Papa is not well. Should we have that as a major conversation? No. For me, if we keep playing on it, if we keep dwelling on it, it will undermine the essence of the political campaign, which is purely intended to sell platforms that will elevate the lives of the Liberian people. Everybody knows the Papa, okay? The whole country is aware of the Papa. Even his own vice running mate. Hello, his own running mate, I beg your pardon. His own vice standard bearer is aware that he is not okay. The man said it on Judah Jazz show. I'm trying to load the video so that we play for our people to listen.
Right. I mean, the health of the former vice president is like, it is an open secret. In fact, it did not just start now. So we've been talking about this. You've had citizens to talk about this for a very long time, for over months, right? So this is no longer, something that is in hiding. No, everyone knows about it. Even, his partner knows about it. So this is no longer a secret. It is like an open secret. So and that's what the Liberian people are aware, Alexa. And that's what we're saying to them. If you think the presidency is for joke or for some kind of play or something else, and you think, the Liberian presidency should be presided over by somebody who is struggling with health issues, let that decision be led with the voter. But the outcome will be so terrible for the country. That is something that you should also let them know. But it should not override the real issue we should be talking about. Let's keep hearing you while I try to fetch for that audio of Jeremiah. Right.
I will play the Prince Johnson on after the Jeremiah on, so that Liberians will understand that even those who campaigning with the Pape know that he is not well. So why we must spend time talking the whole day?
Right. So that's exactly what I said about this is like an open secret. Everyone knows about it. So it is more like you have something on a billboard and then everyone sees it, everyone knows it, and everyone is talking about it. But it becomes a broken record when it continues to be, voiced out because people already know about it. So I think right now, we should be more focused on results, right? Because like if you're going to play that recording any moment from now, you will listen to exactly what Kun said. We're talking about results. We're talking about, effectiveness, and based on, people's health status and all of those different things, it becomes really hard to keep moving forward and to have a fixed mind, Oliver, because there's something called once a man, twice a child, and that goes for everyone. Once a person is born, of course, you're a new baby, so you know nothing and you're not able to do anything. And then you grow older, you're mature enough, you know exactly how to do things, you're strong enough. And then, of course, you're going to get, to a point where you are the odious, if that's how we're going to put it. So when you're the odious, that means you go back to being a child. You don't do things that you definitely used to do when you were strong enough, when you were like really, really, really proactive and effective. So that's exactly where we are. And that is not a secret because that happens in every man's life. And some people are fortunate enough to reach that point. Some people are not. So this is no longer a secret. But I think where the concern is the fact that people think, not really people think, but people know that Joseph Yuma Boakai is definitely presenting himself as one of the best, candidates, right? So people have to go forward to asking a lot of different questions, since this conversation is about, people who will be able to deliver, people who will be able to bring results. So people are concerned about his health because this is like a national thing. Okay. Everyone in Liberia is definitely focused on that. If you're well enough to be able to deliver, that's exactly what some people think. If you're well enough, you'll be able to deliver. If you're not, you won't be able to deliver. So I think that's where actually the concern of a lot of citizens, gets to that point.
Okay, so let's go to the to our archives and fetch the audios, with this whole former vice president medical situation. Now, a few months ago, Alexa and fellow Liberians, the former vice president was on T-Max Jarate's show when T-Max asked him about the health situation. T-Max asked the former vice president, Mr. Boaka, are you okay? The people say you went to, put battery in your heart, I mean,
Right.
I'm paraphrasing,
No, but that's the simplest way you could say for people to understand.
Yeah, so Timas asked Mr. Boaka a question about his health, and Boaka was clear and said, I went to do, my physical. Timas said, what? You went to do your physical? He said, I went to do my pacemaker. And we all know
Right.
that pacemaker is the battery you can put in the heart to help you, to breathe, because your real heart can't make it. So I want you to listen first. When we are done with Mr. Boaka himself told T-Max that he went to do pacemaker. T-Max is alive. Sky FM, Sky TV is still alive. T-Max is alive. Mr. Boaka is alive. All of them know, the whole country listen to this. So I just want to play it. We go to what Senator Johnson said about Mr. Boaka again. Then we go to what the old vice presidential candidate, Jeremiah Kun, had to say about it. When we finish, we do the summary analysis. Then we go to you, we take calls and see whether Abayomi Santi is around. Then we can go to the second segment. But let's listen to what Mr. Boaka himself said about his health on T-Max Jarate's show. Listen to it.
Planning?
You want to do your physical?
Yeah,
check?
pacemaker. Yes. Okay.
I mean, are you getting it, Alexa?
Right, I am. Right.
Okay.
You want to do your physical, right?
Planning?
You want to do your physical?
Yeah,
check?
pacemaker. Yes. Okay.
Okay. Just hold on. Let me see whether I can play it from this angle. The other place is so low. Let me see. Okay.
Yeah, pacemaker. Yes. Okay.
Okay. Just hold on.
You want to do your physical, right?
Planning?
You want to do your physical?
Yeah,
check?
pacemaker. Yes. Okay. Planning?
You want to do your physical?
Yeah,
check?
pacemaker. Yes.
You want to do your physical, right?
Planning?
You want to do your physical?
Yeah,
check?
pacemaker. Yes. Okay.
You want to do your physical, right?
Planning?
You want to do your physical?
Yeah,
check?
pacemaker. Yes.
You want to do your physical, right?
Planning?
You want to do your physical?
Yeah,
check?
pacemaker. Yes. Okay.
You want to do your physical, right?
Planning?
You want to do your physical?
Yeah,
check?
pacemaker. Yes.
Okay. So Alexa, you heard it?
Of course.
T-Max Jarate
course, of
asked
course.
Mr. Boaka a couple of months ago and said, you went to do your physical, right? And he said, yeah. The first thing, he did not get the question. So he asked T-Max Jarate, he said, pardon? Pardon, meaning, say the thing what he said again. I hear you. Talk again. What did he say? And then T-Max, repeated himself. He said, you went to do your physical, right? He said, yeah, pacemaker. I want you to listen. Then we'll go back to Senator Prince Johnson. Listen to Mr. Boaka himself. Concerning his health issue and the issue about whether that true battery in your heart and whatever the case. Like I said, this should not be the conversation. I don't intend to have Liberians having this conversation because I think it is not important. I just believe that this is not important.
It is not a secret.
No, yeah, because the whole country, if Mr. Boaka himself told the whole country that he is living with a pacemaker. Alexa, I'm a grown man. We, the Grover and Crew people, we only make issues out of news when those issues are not in the public. But, the thing already in the public, the Baba himself told the whole country that he's not, Listen to it.
Planning?
You want to do your physical?
Yeah,
check?
pacemaker. Yes. Okay.
Okay, listen.
You want to do your physical, right?
Planning?
You want to do your physical?
Yeah,
check?
pacemaker.
You want to do your physical, right?
Planning?
You want to do your physical?
Yeah,
check?
pacemaker. Yes.
You want to do your physical, right?
Planning?
You want to do your physical?
Yeah,
check?
pacemaker.
You want to do your physical, right?
Planning?
You want to do your physical?
Yeah,
check?
pacemaker.
Okay. So that is just clear. So the man made it clear on T-Max Jarate's show that at least for those of you who have been thinking whether this is true, the first thing you should know that it is true. The first thing you should know that it is true that the Pape got some medical issues. But I don't think that's we shouldn't focus on it, man. I mean,
Right, but
you know,
let me get this out there. Let me get this out there, Oliver.
yeah.
We have people who have actually admitted. Joseph Boaga himself, has admitted to this, that he's unwell at a certain point in time.
Oh yeah,
and we even have his now, vice running mate to have admitted that as well on, one of the radio stations we have. Of course, that has happened.
We come into play.
Of course. And we've had several people who have been close with the former vice president, like Henry Costat, definitely mentioned that when he had his, most publicized press conference, that, you had the whole country going from this angle to the other angle. But let me put this out there. And I think one of the reasons why you will have this to still be discussed, one of the reasons why you will have a lot of people to still reference, the former vice president's health, is the fact that people are playing victim, right? You're trying to be the person who is being victimized. Like, if you are going to talk to Mr. Weah, for example, you keep saying things about Mr. Weah, you keep demeaning Mr. Weah's character. His supporters too would definitely do the same to you. So if you don't actually want that, like, it is more like a circular space, like Oliver is trying to, talk down on someone, and that person would definitely talk down on Oliver. So it's like, you have your supporters, I have my supporters, and in as much as we're in some sort of competition, if you're going to say this about me, my supporters will definitely come for you. If I'm going to say this about you, my supporters, your supporters will definitely come at me. So that's exactly how it is. You can have people keep saying this about the president, and then you say this is not an issue. So as long as you talk about the president, people will get to you. As long as you talk to Boakai, people will get to you. So that's exactly the space we're in. And it is actually hard to say we should not keep doing that. Like, it's actually hard because you can't control your supporters, and you just can't control some of the words people are to say to you. That's exactly how it is, really.
And so, Alexa, you made a very salient point there, but we still go back to the same level, right? Look, to have this as the premier focus of the campaign for the CDC, in my mind, will not do them good, because from our political, standpoint, from our standpoint of observing the political transaction in the country, there are too many things the CDC can ride to this election with. Too many good things they can project to the people, to the electorates, and they will buy into. And that's what I'm saying. If they are having 100% of their energy going to this process, they should use 95% of the energy in talking about the success they've attained in the area of road construction. For me, Alexa, if I were a sedition, Alexa, I would rather tell the people that means Joe we are carrying road to the Lofa County where Joe Boaga come from. I'd rather say that Joe we are carrying road to Lofa County than to say Joe Boaga sick. I mean,
yeah.
That's my opinion.
So I think that's an important point, because it is like branding and more like your marketing, your candidate or the face of your party. So if you have done a lot of things, you go out there and tell people, as George Weah or as a person who is going back to the people for another mandate, I have done this, I have done that. So that is like a message that should be something that resonates with the people a lot than just talking about, another person's health, though. But again, Oliver, I think the concern here is, or the real issue here is, we just can't discourage this completely, because it will still happen. You will still have this discussion.
Look, let me say this to you. I'm saying, I'm in no way saying people should not talk about it. And
okay,
you ever said, Alexa, seditions who are arguing and who are, overly emphasizing the health status of Mr. Boaga, to a great extent, they too are right, because the Boaga supporters, bulk of the people who support Mr. Boaga, they are often the first group of people to insult the president on a daily basis.
Exactly my point.
That is something you see. That is something you see on Facebook on a daily basis. When you listen to radio stations and the different callers, that is something you find from different platforms. People who do not support the president are often on the wrong page of insulting the president, and for them, they do not caution their supporters. You know,
they do not.
I know an instance where a lawmaker is in the presence of political leaders, and he started to insult the president. He insulted almost everybody associated with the ruling party. Those political leaders did not say anything bad about it. They did not bring the lawmaker to order. They are unable to bring their supporters to order. But hey, should this kind of attitude be encouraged? No. I mean, it should be discouraged at every level. So yeah, I agree. You know, the supporters of Mr. President, they take pleasure in discussing the health status of Mr. Bwaka, because to them that is what can bring them joy. You know, every time
it's more like a susu.
Yeah, so that is susu. So the Bwaka people keep causing the president, how the president just Buka dancer, the president. So to them, when you demean the president, when you say demeaning things about the president, the way to get to you too is to say your president who you want me president living on battery. Fine. So Alexa, my argument now is when that becomes the conversation of the day, where do we place the bread and butter issues? So you getting my point?
Yeah, I'm getting that.
And that's why over and over we've been saying, if the people in the opposition community are of the opinion that they can effectuate the change that Liberia so desires, what they should do is to ensure that their conversation will be about the issues. But when you start to curse the president, by the time the name of Weah is mentioned, then you start cursing, you start doing this, you start doing that. Weah supporters too, they will not give you milk.
100.
They will not give you milk and honey. They will not serve you ice cream. They will also tell you, say, okay, we agree, say Weah can then Buka, you can go play football to Invisible Park, you can do that one, you can do that one, we agree. But what about your own too? Your own say on Tima Jada show that he get pacemaker in your heart. Now, when the conversation is at that level, my take is the real issues become secondary. And in an election hearing period, you know, like the case of Liberia at the moment, you should not want to have the secondary issues being placed above the primary ones. That's my issue.
Okay,
you know,
yeah, right. No, your point. I get your point.
You want us to go to Jeremiah Kun?
Definitely.
Let's know what Kun said about Mr. Bwaka about 9 months ago on Judah Jazz show. Let's listen to Mr. Kun. This is what Mr. Kun had to say about the man who want to be president. And that is where the next line of analysis will come from, Alexa. About 9 months ago, no, I'm being serious. About 9 months ago, Mr. Jeremiah Kun went to Judah Jazz show. Judah Jazz, my good friend, went to Judah's show and painted a clear picture of who Joe Bwaka is. I will play the audio, but I want to explain what he said so that when you're listening to it for yourself, you get it clear. On Judah's show, Jeremiah Kun said he supported Joe Bwaka 2017 for the presidency. According to Mr. Kun, the reason why he supported Mr. Bwaka in 2017 for the presidency is because he believed that Bwaka, at that moment, looking at his age in 2017, wouldn't be good for a one-term president.
Right.
According to Kun, Mr. Bwaka also promised in 2017 that if he had become president by then, he will only serve for a period of 6 years. And the justification for that is that by 2023, which is this year, he will be very old, tired, and he will choose to resign. So on the basis of that, Jeremiah Kun told Julia Jay of OKFM that he supported Bwaka because Bwaka told him in 2017 that I will only be president for 6 years. After 6 years, I will not be, around position again because I will be too tired. I will be sick. I will not be okay. That is what Kun said.
Right.
So, last year, when Kun was asked by Judah Jay as to what do you say about the political stuff in the country in terms of the presidency, Jeremiah Kun then by that time, Bwaka ain't told him about being vice president. Kun told Judah Jay, my man, Bwaka said this to me in 2017. In 2023, I cannot make Bwaka president because his age, everything old, he will be going, his brain will be going down.
His brain will be going down, right?
His brain will be going down. That is what Jeremiah Kun said about a year ago. Now, in less than a year, the same Jeremiah Kun who said that about Mr. Bwaka is today the vice standard bearer. Now, what is that to you, the Liberian people? You know, and the other people are saying, so this cool man is intentionally spending all of the money, pulling the tricks, doing all of what he can do because he is already aware that the man who he is, you know, running on the ticket with as standard bearer is fragile. The man is medically, you know, vulnerable. So people are of the opinion, judging from this Jeremiah Kung audio, that Kung is only in the team because he knows that the paper, based on medical report, may not last longer. And that's why he's taking his chance. Now, if people who are going to the election and will be thinking about voting Mr. Bwaka and the Unity Party, this is the race you should be thinking about. Because you may be thinking that you're voting for Mr. Bwaka, indirectly, you are making Jeremiah Kung the president of Liberia. Now, okay, we said Jawia can play football in Invisible Park. We said Jawia can dance buka. But are we prepared for a Liberia under a Jeremiah Kung presidency? Let's listen to Jeremiah Kung, then we'll find our answer.
You're not holding the end. This could happen, be honest. So I supported Joseph Bwaka, knowing that by 2023 he'll be tired. Okay. Knowing that 2023 he'll be tired, he could have a good heart, a good everything good, but the brain is going down. You're not holding the end, you're moving down the hill. This is
Alexa, are you getting it?
Yeah, I am.
For those of you watching online, are you hearing Mr. Kung? This is Mr. Kung on Junior Jazz Show a few months ago. I'm going to play it for the second time. Listen to him.
You're not holding the end. Things could happen behind the scenes. So I supported Joseph Bwaka, knowing that by 2023 he'll be tired. Okay. Knowing that 2023 he'll be tired, he could have a good heart, a good everything good, but the brain is going down. You're not holding the end, you're moving down the hill. This is nature. My father.
So you hearing it? He said he supported Joe Bwaka in 2017 because he knew that, you know, Joe Bwaka would be good, you know, he would be a good leader, you know, and Bwaka also assured him that you only serve as president for 6 years. The reason is because by 2023, his brain will be going down. This is from Jeremiah Kung, the man who can be passing, the man who can call Rescue 2. Rescue 2 talking so. This is so the argument now in the intellectual corridors of the country is that Kung is deliberately putting this issue of the vice presidency. I mean, he is unbothered about what's happening with JMB at the moment. He is wholly and solely putting himself into this thing because he is of the opinion that the Pape is medically fragile. Health-wise, he is vulnerable. And so there are people who are of the opinion that Kunya doing anything because he knows that the Pape is sick, and if anything happened to the Pape based on the constitution and the issue of a ascendancy clause, he will become the next president. Now, if you are supporting the rescue ticket in this country and you are not aware that Kung had this to say about the standard bearer of your rescue ticket, yeah, you have it. Listen to it one more time before we have Eliza come in.
You're not holding the end. Things could happen behind the scenes. So I supported Joseph Bwaka, knowing that by 2023 he'll be tired. Okay. Knowing that 2023 he'll be tired, he could have a good heart, a good everything good, but the brain is going down. You're not holding the end, you're moving down the hill. This is nature. My father, right now, I die in paper.
Are you hearing the comparison? So after Jeremiah Kung told Judah there, let me clear, Lesa. After Jeremiah Kung told Judah there that by 2023 Bwaka brain will be going down, then he did a comparison with his own father. Jeremiah Kung said, "My own pa, I the one used to buy my pa pamper." There's something the way we'll take something and the Muka people very soon, right? Jeremiah Kung went on to tell Judah just say, Judah, the thing I'm talking say, by 2023, Bwaka brain will be going down. I am not guessing because my own father who used to buy me pampers. That one by Jeremiah Kung lie because it's not Jeremiah Kung a baby, they never had pampers. I dapper them they were using. So that one, yeah, I want Jeremiah Kung lie. I'm just being honest, right? I mean, there is no disrespect to Mr. Kung, but that one he's saying like, During Jeremiah Kuntan and Dapper people used to be wearing, they never had pampers. But let's go to the argument. Kun then said to Julius that so Kun then went to Julius and told Julius, say, my pa who bought me, my pa who is to buy me pampers. Today, I don't want to buy him pampers. What he was trying to imply in that situation is that, I mean, the implication of that was, okay, this man, by 2023, brain will be going down. So he would no longer have that ability to take informed and mature decisions. What that means is that automatically he's going to return to the third lost position. Meaning you'll be adding a child. People, you know, small child, people got to hold small child hand to carry into the bathroom.
You see what I said? Once a man, twice a child. That's what I meant.
So those are the issues at stake. Those are the issues at stake. So Kun went on to say, I used to buy my pa used to buy me pimper, but this time I make him buy my pa pimper. And he was saying that to me, that it would be a disaster were you to make Joe Bwaka president. Now, this same Kun, after a year ago, is back as the vice presidential candidate to Mr. Bwaka. If you can read what we are reading, then please, there is no way we can help you. But listen to Kun. Yeah, let's listen to Kun. Go take calls and we'll tell our man Santi. Yeah, let's do that.
You're not holding the end. Things could happen behind the scenes. So I supported Joseph Bwaka, knowing that by 2023 he'll be tired. Okay. Knowing that 2023 he'll be tired, he could have a good heart, everything good, but the brain is going down. You're not holding the end, you're moving down the hill. This is nature. My father, right now, I buy him paper. Every day I gotta buy a paper. There's a man who bought me paper before. I'm buying paper now because the time has reached. So I thought the old man could be president in 2017 and run for this. And he said, when you run for one term, he said, be president in 2017 and run for this. And he said, when you run for one term, he said, I agree with him. 2023, no, I disagree. And run for this. And he said, when you run for one term, he said, I agree with him. 2023, no, I disagree. In my mind, he should rest. Who bought me paper before? I'm buying paper now because the time has reached. So I thought the old man could be president in 2017 and run for this. And he said, when you run for one term, he said, I agree with him. 2023, no, I disagree. In my mind, he should rest. Find somebody else.
Okay, so Alexa, there is nothing much we can
Well,
say about
okay, so I think
Jeremiah Kun in a conclusion he said, but 2023, I disagree. Kun himself said he disagreed that Bwaka should become president in 2023.
That's exactly what
vice president of Bwaka.
I think just before we go to the phone lines, right? I think right now, if you have Jeremiah Kun getting to people and telling people that Joseph Yuman Bwaka is, the perfect candidate, right? And that would be a verbal irony because people want to question, his sincerity. Like you already said a few months back that this man at about 2023, he would not be, capable, or he would not be capacitated as he was in 2017 to be president. And now if you get back to tell people that he is the perfect candidate or the perfect choice, people would definitely want to question Okon's, fairness and honesty, because that's exactly where it comes in. You already told us clearly. So I don't think we should be going back and forth because the folks know. They know exactly what is going on. They know exactly, the different things that people have said. They have experienced, these different things. They themselves have, voiced these different things out. So it becomes really, really questionable if they get back to Liberians and tell Liberians Joseph Boakai is perfect. Joseph Boakai is, the best candidate, he's the perfect choice, it becomes a problem, and people will want to question their honesty, because that is something that actually doesn't make sense at about this point, because you have said that, people have said that, and Joseph Boakai himself has admitted, to definitely having to, have a pacemaker being stored, to be able to breathe, to be able to just cope with his health at a certain point in time. So if you go back to Liberians and tell them that this is exactly the case, people will question you. So that is like verbal irony, because Oliver, it is like really clear. Like I said, it is an open book. Even the person who is his running mate, right now, vice running mate, has said that. And today, I'm not really sure he will be open if someone is going to play that to him, if someone is going to play that as, a reference to him. He will just sit back and maybe be shocked, or he will want to have a political, statement to what he said. And that is not something that people are actually buying into right now. Seriously.
Okay, so yeah, we'll take a break. Unfortunately, we are not getting the Crime Stoppers song. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, we are not getting the Crime Stoppers song, but Crime Stoppers Liberia is proudly associated with this platform. Omes Semsayan is the CEO. He's the power behind this presentation, Crime Stoppers Liberia. Technically, we have an issue with the machine. It is not coming forth. I keep searching. DJ Hero, you can come in and get Crime Stoppers a song for us. Well, we're going to take calls. We'll take about 10 calls. Then we have Abayomi Tabla Santi, a member of the Muka Kekula Kamara political action team. Will be here to tell us why Muka is in that race, why Muka won't be representative. Yeah, why Musa won't be Muka? Why Muka want to be representative? So Baby Boy is searching for it. Oh my God, he's searching for it.
If it doesn't find out, can we just play Cone's voice again?
No. Let that Crime Stoppers. I don't want to be here in contempt. I don't want to be here in contempt.
I know.
The people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime stop Liberia. On the center to interior. Crime stop keeping us safe. Let's stop for all.
Crime Stopper Liberia is here for you. Remember, you see it, you report it. This is a message from your own self, Omen.
Just be out with it. Crime stop, people bringing safety to your door. Crime stop, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime stop Liberia. On the center to interior, Crime Stopper keeping us safe. Let's stop for all.
Crime Stopper Liberia is here for you. Remember, you see it, you report it. This is a message from your own self, Omen Samsung.
Okay, so let's take a few calls. We bring our guests to the studio. Let the guests be here while we take our calls, and right after that, we run into the conversation. 0886 500 104 0776 104 104 are the numbers to join the conversation. Those of you outside Liberia can join us on +231 886 500 104. I think people can be comical about the campaign, but we should not allow this sickness thing to override the campaign. We should not allow it. That is what I think. If you disagree, have your say. This is democracy. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, you can talk about how the men sick, but it should not be the issue. Let's focus on other things that people want to hear. People want to talk about. This other person, go ahead. You're the first caller. Let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. Let's hear you.
Yeah, the next good evening to Princess. This is Peter and Peter. I'm calling from 1860.
Go ahead, Peter Lee.
Okay, let me appreciate both of you for the conversation this evening. And I want to respectfully disagree with you today on one of the topics discussed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I mean, the president has already been running his campaign since his inauguration. That is, the work he has been doing in the country is visible that people can see and decide to vote for him. The one I was doing right now is just to just bring people together, to bring partisans, supporters, and sympathizers together. But the fact that Joe Biden wants to be president, and we don't have to go to maybe medical doctor to tell us that he is sick, but even for his physical appearance, they can tell us that he is sick. And they are fooling the Liberian people that they want to make him president. But the desperate guys are behind him, want to push him ahead. As soon as he get there, to get rid of him.
But Peter Lynn, there is no part of the Constitution that say when you're sick, you can be president.
Of course, but I'm telling you that as a president, you need to be physically fit. Because the presidency is something that's very stressful. It's something that needs energy, that needs strength. Joe Biden is a person that can only leave from Maserati to go in other countries. Just imagine the movie Maserati, he got sick this Tuesday and they have to take him out of the country, even though his people are denying it. But the fact that we are seeing his physical appearance and we know that he's sick, we need to educate the Brentford that this man is sick and he is unqualified to become president of this country.
All right.
So it's necessary to talk about it too.
Thank you very much. We can disagree to agree. This is democracy. What's your name? Where you join us from quickly?
Yeah, my name is Franklin and Kamara, because in President Tempusha.
Go ahead.
I joined the conversation on electoral edition number 15.
Go ahead, Franklin.
Let me say thank you for the talking point. Actually, see, the nations have to be pushing the message. The woman illness, not something that is cringe. Something that everyone in Labrador have been know 5 years ago that the woman is not well. So we expecting that those good things the president doing, these are the messages that are supposed to be propagated to all the intellectual center, but not to be emphasizing on the old man illness, because the old man vice president are going away. You know, even aware that the man is not feeding farm. So let the citizen keep pushing the message of the good working of the government there to be emphasizing on the president, to be emphasizing on the old man illness. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And that's what I said, my brother. That's what I said. Let's leave you right there and take this other person. Go ahead, 1 minute.
Hello, George.
Quickly. We'll take 4 persons after you, then we take our guests.
There is my Orita Dole, personal friend. First of all, I want to say happy birthday to Tuni. Yesterday, 3 Caribbean Power last year, Tuni.
Okay.
You see, George, that man, you know what he's doing. That he want by the temple now. When we were gone, we. Yeah, but don't be lazy and answer be buying the temple. That is why the people will not vote for them. Because we already know they are thinking. Even Johnson said it. He said the party has budget in it. The party is sick. And you must know someone has said now today, you send somebody aside to it, so you must know that they have different intentions. So that is why you see that they all up and down for Baga to win. But that they want Baga to be president, and they won't be the president. So for that reason, Labrador will not vote for them. Thank you.
We leave you right there. Let's take the last 4 callers, then we call it a day. What is your name and where exactly do you call us from?
Yeah, thank you, Kai. Say good evening to Alexa. You know, Kai, I was just, want to about Joe Baka. Let me default with you on that. You know, kind in the political period.
Okay.
Oliver Kind, you're supposed to understand. You're the same people that told that bring people a few years for Darius DeLong. There's a mistake that bring people did. They make Darius DeLong senator, and the reason being, Sergeant said he's struggling today to develop Maserati. Apart from that, so one thing we need to understand. Joe Biden is the public figure. He is seeking for the presidency, the highest seat in the soil. We must discuss about health. If Joseph Boakai go for bed, the brain people make mistake he made it only president today. That you and my will suffer all kind. So we need to highlight this thing because the brain people will question for that.
So you should highlight the men's sickness more than your other campaign campaign plans.
The performance of this government is everybody know what this government has done in the 5 years, 5.5 years. Okay? So what we need to do, I can tell the Liberian people, Joseph Boakai is not well. The people in United Party, they're supposed to understand that. Lie the people, look, guys, don't be real here. Yeah? I was so, let me just make this point, then you continue. Guys, lie United Party, this. We will not on Joe Boakai or tell the people that Joe Boakai is not well. Look at the who vaccine up power. Say he just agree with Joe Boakai 2023. Then why the people, why you need the party against, tell the people they may not all right.
Thank you.
Then you're telling me, I should forget about Joe Boakai's sickness. I will not forget about Joe Boakai's sickness. I will vigorously campaign against Joe Biden because you're not well.
Okay.
You're not well. You're not able to move the country.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We leave you. We take the other person. We'll take this. DJ Hero, please bring our guest. I keep calling for the guest. This is becoming a problem. Let's hear you. You are the second to the last caller. Go ahead. 1 minute.
Yeah, okay. My name is Vamaya Fafana. Sorry, we call you on the international line. Okay, from the beginning of the conversation, I said we shouldn't discuss just like Baka health. And we shouldn't discuss the president doesn't book out. We should carry a agenda. But what concerns me here is the people that benefit from this, most of the things what the president is doing, when you carry passport to them, the things that are. For example, the wild fee the president paying, the free tuition. You go anywhere, they put the free tuition, president pay, they say that Allah. Where is the free tuition? It's true. What will become of the road in Lofa County when the president leaves? God forbid, when the president lose the election. What happened to this thing that the president be on board for the 6th year? But that some of our friends that benefit from it, the hotel said Allah. And the other way, you won't be president, you got to destroy your health issue. There's no sound community will employ you when they don't know your health issue. They got to know your health status. Because they got to know everything you're capable to go to work. There are small people come and get bad president. You say, God forbid when you win the election. So you'll be safe around here. Some of from Lofa County will not against you, but you not get a vision. That will get them put in anywhere we go. You know, we cannot get a vision for this country. You know, we hate it, we don't hate it. When we hear that you're not sick, we pray for you like yes, you will come up for a sick bed. But it will not be good for the post somebody that will not good for the country. In the total country where we live in, our country talk about development every day. We sleep in the country. In the way that we have to sleep in. Why you labor here? Why do you get restaurant labor? Say 82%, who can pose up?
Okay.
Yet the president has tried to stop we build a country to transform this country. Our brother benefit from the transformation, it doesn't allow. Can't job we are to power. LEC is stable. There's no community. All our community, I want to get LEC in our community. LEC is stable. We always connected all community. But when you tell people they say Allah. What am I telling you?
So since the men are refusing to understand the truth, that why you decided to deal with Baka Health?
Yeah, we're going to deal with Baka Health.
Okay, all right. I understand. Let's leave you and take this other international caller. Go ahead. So let's hear you.
This is Shelton from Connecticut. Yeah.
Go ahead, Shelton.
I understand that you're pleading to the Liberian people to be more issue-oriented, talk about the issue. But look, from the get-go, this is a popular president. This is a celebrity. This is a president that people love. People becoming president. When you have people denigrating him, saying the worst thing about him, more especially his generosity has been questioned. People putting thievery behind him, calling him bad names. If you expect the common man who love president, we have to close his mouth and say, let's talk about the role. I mean, you guys are journalists. You see it. You go, you investigate. You see the road. You see the community road being constructed. You see parks being constructed. You see hospital being constructed. The opposition denied that those things don't exist. So what do you expect? Look, let me be honest with you. You can tell these people every good thing the president is doing, they will put it right back in your face and say it's a lie. The president is incompetent. They will use foul language against him. Just yesterday on when they talk showing him closing argument. Just yesterday, Musa Belete was insulting the president.
Oh my God, are you there? Oh no, we missed out on this caller. Let's take the last question. Why our guest is being arranged? This person, go ahead. 1 minute. Oh my God. Just hold on 1 minute. Okay, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yes. Okay. Just Baka health issue. It should be discussed to the letter.
Okay.
Because for one side, this is our country. So long you have come and bring yourself and say, I want to become president. You want to run for public office, and you have brought yourself for public scrutiny.
Okay.
So we have to make sure that the person that wants to become our president is fit. Because on one side, if you are not fit, at the end of the day, you will step aside and your vice standard bearer will take upon the leadership of the country. And this is not the country for Joe Baka alone. for us to say, oh, that's his country, let him run it any kind of way he wants to. No,
Okay, all right.
we will be affected. So we have to say something about it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. For me, I just feel say when I talk about the signal thing tomorrow, when talk about the other thing. But see, I want to talk about the signal. Let hear the other person. You're the last person who will go to our guest. Go ahead. You're the last caller.
Good evening. My name is Ire S. Gay. I'm calling from Abuja, Nigeria.
Abuja, Nigeria. Ire Gay. Let's hear you, Chief.
Thank you very much. I've been following the conversation, and thank you for the work you guys are doing for the country. Okay. We will discuss Ambassador Boka health issues. I was in Nigeria here. And when Tinubu was contesting, the current president was contesting to be president of Nigeria, the whole media were discussing the health of Tinubu, President Tinubu. They did not leave the health issue up because anybody who want to serve the republic, because the presidency is a tension area. So you need to be physically set. You don't need to have an health issue in order to be president of the Republic of Nigeria. Because not every day you will travel to America to go for medication, or to travel to the Western country to go for health related issues. No, we want a president that will stay at least 2-3 years before you go for visitation somewhere. Okay, so Mr. Baka issue, the health issue will be discussed on the radio. No matter the fact that we can, that the country is connected with electricity, and they are saying no, and the rules are. And they're saying no. The YFCA paying, they say no. The hospital being constructed, they say no. So the same way they are closing their eyes on the development of the country, that how we discuss these other issues.
Thank you very much.
And Joe, as I speak to you, there are video that we're having from Ghana, and pretty soon I will send someone to you.
Okay.
I get the full video.
No problem, my brother. Thank you very much. I also want to discuss the health issue. Let me talk to the last person. Go ahead. You're the last caller. Then we'll go to Mr. Santi. Santi is already pre-seated.
Good afternoon.
Good evening from Liberia. What's your name? Where you join us from? You are the last person.
This is from the United States. This is Mr. Conner.
Abraham Conner from the U.S. Go ahead, Avery. Let's hear you, Chief.
Yeah. Okay, great, man. Look, listen, man. Okay. While it's true, you could be right in so many categories that the agendas of the proper agenda should be articulated to the electorates. But let me tell you this, KOK, even in the great United States here, even a janitorial work that you want to do here, when you are about to get hired, they send you for physicals. They want to get it on the record. How much more of the presidency? Just to put some things into context. The Nigeria you talk about, the caller just called from there, I can tell you this. When Umaru Musa Yar'Adua was contesting to be president, he has similar medical condition as the former vice president is. And I can tell you this, that guy was in perpetual hospital. That's how Nigeria got the likes of Goodluck Jonathan. Umaru Yar'Adua spent 6 months in hospital in Nigeria. You can Google it.
I know that. I know that.
Okay, now predicated on that, why shouldn't the people discuss this? Because look, I can tell you this, the people are just trying to bamboozle Liberia into accepting the lives of Vice President Boakai.
Okay.
It is a known fact, like you stated, he's not healthy. Why sell a bad commodity to the electors?
Thank you very much.
The deception is to stop.
Thank you, man. Thank you. We'll leave you right there. When we come back, we discuss District 14 politics.
Bringing safety to your door. Stopping crime and making peace for them before.
Yo.
Stop Liberia.
What you want to do?
Groundstopper Liberia is here for you. Remember, you see it, you report it. This is a message from your own self, Omen Sam Science.
Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Stopper, keeping us safe and storming for all. Stopper, the people bringing safety.
Okay, so welcome back to the program Freedom Hub on 87.9. And we're kind of cracking up. Well, we have Abayomi Santi in studio. He's here. Are you okay? So Abayomi Santi is being accompanied by his colleague, and we here to talk about District 14 politics. He's from the AVC, not the AVC. He's from Muka's team. They want to replace Honorable AVC at the level of the legislature. And I was like, is Muka capable of defeating Representative Kone?
You want to jumpstart the interview.
and that's a conversation, but welcome.
Thank you, Oliver. Thank you. It's a pleasure to sit on your questioning once more.
Okay.
I always feel at home whenever I sit in the studios of Freedom Communication, and I'm always appreciative once ever you invite me to have a conversation surrounding national issues. And like you previously said, like for our conversation today will be centered around the district. And just for the records, I'm the official spokesperson of the CDC within the district. So I propagate the message of the president, the candidate within the district, and that of the
official spokesperson of the CDC in District 14.
Yeah, and that of the senator.
Okay. Let's go over to your colleague. Is he? You want to tell the people who you are? Then we'll go back to the official spokesperson. One would have thought that once the official spokesperson is here, he will do all of the talking. Let's hear you.
Thank you very much, Cedric and Big Brother KOK, for affording us this opportunity. Indeed, it is a golden opportunity to always want to be on this your platform.
Okay.
You know, this platform is a nationwide platform that everybody, you know, across the country wants to listen to. And so when we appear, we see it as a privilege. And so we want to say thank you for affording us the opportunity. We who are from the camp of Kekula Muka Kamara and the Coalition for Democratic Change.
Okay.
I'm David Gallagher Wise.
David Gallagher Wise. We'll have this conversation, restricted to District 14. And I'll go back to the original question. Muka able to be AVC in our district?
Well, what I can say for sure, Honorable Kamara has been somebody that has been tested in the process.
Okay. And he was beaten by the same AVC.
Oliver, please give me a chance to answer your question.
No, I mean, we're having a conversation.
Honorable Kamara has been tested in the process, and he has proven beyond all reasonable doubt that he has the ability to defeat AVC face down, most especially being on the ticket of the Congress and Coalition for Democratic Change within the district, which of course we have a very impeccable records when it comes to winning the votes and governing the votes at the district level, more especially in district number 14. So we think in our mind as party officials at the district level that Muka is the best person suited to unseat Honorable Abraham Van Moyan Kone. And that was done through a democratic primary process where Honorable Kamara went through, and ABC, who is the incumbent and was on the party ticket, deliberately refused to participate in the process. Honorable Kamara went to the process along with Honorable Maya BT, and he became overwhelmingly voted by the vast majority of the delegates at that process.
Okay. And
he emerged as the candidate on the ticket of the Congress for Coalition for Democratic Change at the level of district number 14.
So are you saying he's going to win Honorable Kone because he's on the ticket of the CDC, or because he has done stuff in the district that the people are going to, look at?
No, Oliver, not just that. The workings of the incumbent has clearly manifested into being a failure. Honorable Van Moyan Kone, over the past 12 years, he has served as lawmaker. He has massively failed the agenda of the people, and that is the reason why. That is some of the reason why he's going to be defeated face down in the process. Let me tell you this, Oliver. In 2008, when the Manasedi government came into office, there was the policy document crafted on the CDF, the County Development Fund, and that fund was used to construct developmental activity within the district, most especially. What brought some issues that I think they have to change the format of the CDF was because the county development fund was given to the entire district, and those the entire county rather, and those counties have to separate into district level to be allotted, and there were a whole lot of issues. And then when the 53rd legislature came into phrase, they had something they call the legislative project that was channeled through LAYS. So there were a whole lot of things coming forth to the legislative article legislative engagement and public accessibility. So from 2017, for 2011 up to present, there is a huge sum of money that have been allotted to the district, to the office of the lawmaker.
For 2011 up to present.
For 2011 up to present, there's huge sum of money that have been allotted to the district, to the office of the lawmaker, that cannot be accounted for. I'll give you instance, right? There was a fund received from China Union, 20,000 that was intended to construct any project within the district, like District 17. Now 17.16, Honorable Sibo constructed a market for the people. Can Honorable Conlon account for that? No. For the legislative engagement and public accessibility, annually they receive $180,000, $30,000 per year. So from 2017 up to present, Honorable Conlon has received $180,000. Where is that money today? So with all of these issues and with his massive failure at the level of the legislature, we have scored consistently C, D, and even F from the ARIC report. These are all justifiable reasons why, Honorable Conlon, he doesn't suit the taste of the people anymore. And he's going to be defeated, like I said, face down by Honorable Kekula Moka Kamara.
I don't see this possible from your own narration. You told us that this is something that has been happening from 2011. He has been receiving monies intended for the district since 2011, and there is no record to show that he, as a lawmaker, has been investing that money into the district. But yet he went to the elections in 2017 and he still won. So
let me give you this record. Let me tell you this, Oliver. There is something that many people in the district do not know. In 2017, Honorable Conlon contested on the ticket of the Coalition for Democratic Change. In 2011, he contested as an independent candidate. We had this fracas within the CDC at the time, where there was a separate, candidates all from the CDC, like the legs of Orozco Brown.
So the 2011 situation.
So the 2011, he won with just 7,500 votes.
7,500 is not just.
I'm saying just 7,500 votes. Let me make this point I'm trying to make.
I know senators who won with a vote margin of less than 700.
Do you know the total number of electors within district number 14? So 7,000 at the time is just a drop within the ocean. In 2011, that was the number he won with, 7,500. In 2017, when he came to the CDC, he won with over 18,000 plus votes. So that's signifies to you how strong the CDC is within the district. So if the CDC have to give you the support, it means, but I can tell you for sure that the people in the district knows that CDC as a political institution that is being considered as the district for now is being considered as the birthplace of the president. With every day.
So the next question is, if you think this man failed from 2011 up to 2017, why did your party, the CDC, put him on the ticket in 2017? If you knew that he did not perform.
No, but all about here's the issue, right? Here's the issue.
What?
Honorable Abraham Bamuyan Conlon is a member of the National Patriotic Party. He's a partisan of the NPP. So in 2017, you are aware that the National Patriotic Party.
I'm not aware.
But you should be aware. You should be aware. In 2017, the National Patriotic Party emerged with that of the CDC, along with other political institutions. So as an executive member of the NPP, and having to see him as an incumbent, we saw him as the alternative for change in the district.
Even though he was doing nothing, but because of political alliances that you have with other political
parties. At the time he was misguided. We thought he was misguided as an independent candidate, but now he's going to work as an institution. So he was not on the ticket of the CDC.
So your political party didn't think about his individual performance as a lawmaker in the district.
So
you were only concerned about pleasing your alliances with other
political parties. Not just the alliance.
That's what you're saying.
No, Oliver, not just the alliance. I'm saying he was working as an independent candidate. Someone was saying he was misguided at the time. So coming to run on the party ticket means you have to do everything by the institution. So you should be guided by the institution. So that was the basis of our selection. Being guided as an institution, not being guided as just an individual lawmaker anymore.
So what makes you think the people in the district will refrain from making the decision they made in 2017? What makes you think they're going to reject him?
I'll give you reasons, Oliver. I said that Honorable Conlon has failed massively in the past 6 years.
He did the same between 2011 to now. And that's what I'm saying. What made you think that they will choose not to repeat what what they did in 2017.
So what make you to as a journalist to think that the same people who voted him cannot vote against him in 2023? So that is the argument. The same people who made him as lawmaker in 2017 is preparing to unseat him as the lawmaker in 2023.
What is it not doing that Mr. Kekula Muka Kamara will do?
Okay, so Honorable Kamara has come to the process with commitment.
Okay.
He has come to the process with a set agenda.
All of the people always come to the process with commitment, set agenda. For example, Dillon came with all of the agendas. We see the difference today.
I'm not discussing Dillon, because I've never trusted Dillon in the process.
So
why
should we trust these commitments coming in from Muka?
So I'm telling you that Honorable Kamara has come to the process, has brought a lot of commitment to the process.
What?
And yet, from his track record,
you want to mention?
From his track record, there's a man who has given more scholarship to young people in the district.
Because he won't be lawmaker.
No, not because Honorable Kamara constructed a role. He constructed a role prior to him being placed on the CDC ticket.
He was still an aspiring.
Honorable Kamara has impacted so many young people lives in the district.
Okay.
So it's not just because he want to be a lawmaker, and that's the reason why he's coming to the process with a fixed agenda.
So somebody could say he built the. I know you were referring to the Watusi Road.
It's called Muka Road.
So he started with the Watusi Road. I mean, it is only the president of the country who has the right to name road.
But go ahead and ask the community how is the road called?
I'm just providing information. Now, somebody could say he did the road. He provided the scholarship you're referencing. He may have done one or two stuff. He built bridges for people in some part of the communities, according to our research, some kind of Abuja community, whatever the case is. He may have done all of those things, maybe because he has an ambition or he has harbored this thought of wanting to become lawmaker. So he thought it wise to do political investment. Why don't you think the people who now want to consider all of those things as sowing political seed just because he wants to represent them at the legislature?
So you should be asking too, why did Abraham Bamoya did before becoming a lawmaker?
I don't need to know what did he do.
So that just constructing a role is a prerequisite of being a lawmaker.
Okay.
I'm telling you what you have done in the past.
Okay.
So you should be asking to what did the second tier did before becoming a lawmaker.
Okay.
What did ABC did before becoming a lawmaker? So the question back to you now is, if you think that not just by doing these projects is a prerequisite of being a lawmaker, what extra attribute does Muka host? That we think he has the pedigree of being a lawmaker. Apart from these those tangible I have named, Muka has been consistently engaged with the people.
Okay.
He has been consistently engaged with the people. He showed a very huge level of leadership over the years. He has shown a very huge level of working relationship with his people.
Okay.
So it's not just on those tangible that I've mentioned, but there are so many things that he have done in our mind that we feel he remains the only alternative of changing our district. Look, that argument where people say election is won on the basis of sentiment is not going to hold. It's not going to hold in district number 14.
Okay.
Where ABC will come, and just teach our money to the people, or teach our money to people within the district. You feel that's kind of a monetary sentiment is going to hold our people this time around. We are going to go into the trenches to inform our people about the workings, not just about of Honorable Kamara. We're going to inform them about the workings of the president within the district.
Okay.
And why the person on the ticket of the president's party needs to be given the chance to represent the party, to represent the district at the level of the legislature.
Gallagher, we say, you accompany the spokesperson to studio. There are individuals who are on record for doing stuff for their districts, like your candidate, Kekula Muka Kamara, has done according to research. But they end up becoming bad lawmakers. They end up becoming terrible leaders. Why should people trust Muka?
Well, thank you very much, veteran. Honorable Kekula Muka Kamara has a very long-standing relationship with the Coalition for Democratic Change. Even the 2 times that he contested as an independent candidate, the records are there.
Okay.
When there is an adage that says that when the Christmas will be good, you can know from the Eve.
Okay.
Those are some of the charisma or credentials, that Muka holds, for which we believe.
Because he has been in long-time relationship with the CDC. Is that a credential to be a lawmaker?
No, what I'm saying when he wins, as a representative administrative on a party's ticket.
Okay.
We believe that he's going to live up to the promises. We believe that he's going to live up to the agenda that he's offering to the people of our district. We believe that Honorable Muka Kekula Kamara is going to deliver, and Honorable Kekula has already started delivering to the people. He's already started living up to some of his promises in the district. Likewise, Abraham Vamuya Kone, who came to the people with deception. Okay, he came to the people and promised the people to do like the town hall, for example. He broke down the town hall and showed the people of electoral district number 14 that the town hall was going to be constructed in less than 3 months. Today, the town hall lie in ruin.
Apparently, he's encountering financial difficulties.
Deceptively, people okay. This administrative, and buffoon went into
you're referring to the lawmaker as an administrative buffoon
because he doesn't understand administrative proceeding. If you want to construct a town hall and you say to the people that you construct town hall in less than 3 months and you fail to construct a town hall in 3 months time, then you are being deceptive to the people. That's not being administrative. If you want to be administrative, when you say something, you live by what you say, and that's who Muka Kekula Kamara is.
Okay.
Whenever you say something to somebody, whenever you say something to any group of people, he made sure that he does whatever he says to the people. And that's why we said to Abraham Vamuya Kone when he went to Pakoya, the last time he said to the people of Pakoya, look, just give me a piece of land, let me try to build a town. We said, no, this is a gross deception. You cannot leave the town of the district that is currently lying in ruin. Then when you say you want to construct another town in Pakoya, we cannot condone that. And that's the kind of person Abraham Vamuya Kone is. And that's why we are saying to him that he should exit the district representation, and we are going to ensure that Representative Kone does not get re-elected in 2023 October 10.
And you think Muka is the best person suited to?
Kekula Muka Kamara is the best alternative because even before he becomes a lawmaker, he just started some of the achievements of Honorable Kekula Muka Kamara. The Muka Kekula Kamara rule, for example, the MRE Intellectual Center, for example, that he single-handedly constructed, and some drainages in Gibraltar that were constructed, and paid, let's say that were open. Some waterways that were open in Gibraltar single-handedly by Honorable Kekula Muka Kamara, for example, and he have over 2,500
The FBC supporters could also argue that he built police station for the people. He also built a clinic in Dole community. He's also opening another road in Dole community. I mean, what do you say to that? If we are to elect people on the basis of some of the projects they've done, I mean, why can the people of FBC also argue that he too was able to do some stuff and they haven't retained?
And we will agree that he built a police station that is being stage managed by him, a police station that is in Dole community district number 14, for example, but the crime rate of our district is on the increase. Broad day people are being hijacked.
So how do you hold him responsible for that?
It doesn't impact the developmental agenda of our district anyway, in any form manner. If you carry on a project, that project should positively impact the life of the people.
The project was turned over to the Ministry of Justice, and whatever you're referencing should be the job of the Ministry of Justice to ensure that police officers are effectuating what they ought to do. How do you blame the lawmaker for such a situation?
Oh yeah, but he has an oversight. He has an oversight. You cannot have a police station. You cannot have a police station that is almost empty. There is no logistics. And you, as the lawmaker, will have an oversight responsibility to check with some of the activities that is happening at the police station at the district level. So you have a responsibility as a lawmaker, which is your oversight responsibility.
Okay. And you think he's not using it?
He's not using it. That's the reason why the police is like dumb. Don't get us wrong, right? There are so many professional young guys who are that work at the police station. So many professional people, but you cannot work in the absence of logistics. A zone is considered as a zone. A zone comprises of several police depots.
A zone is bigger than depots.
So a zone that does not have a motorcycle, it does not even have its own generator.
No logistics.
There's no logistics. So you, as a lawmaker, who own your wash, that zone was constructed and you see is running down the drain, it should be a certain responsibility upon you as a lawmaker to implement your oversight responsibility to ensure that the requisite thing that needs to be done.
But the men build clinic hospital in the district. What else do you guys need from Honorable Kone? I'm told he built a hospital that should be in Dole community.
That's not a clinic because that's a proposed clinic. Since the clinic was constructed, because the clinic has not been entrusted with the family of Abraham Vamuya Kone or with the daughter of Abraham Vamuya Kone. So that clinic is yet to be functional. The man wants everything for himself. He wants to operate it.
So you mean no medicine? So I mean, you got to be honest on this platform.
The clinic is currently, in fact,
no medicine at the area. Nobody.
The area is not even functional. The area is dilapidated. The area is deplorable. The area is falling apart. The area is even breaking down as we're speaking now.
You're on public radio.
You put me on record for this. You can even go to Toho Community now. You see the start of the clinic. The clinic is deplorable. It took the legs of Mayor BTA. When Abraham Vamuya Kone was lobbying to come on the party ticket, it took the legs of Mayor BTA. Even though we are not saying that he did not have missteps along the way when you're coming on the party ticket to contest. He had missteps. But it took the leg, they took the leg of Mayor BTA and other district leaders like the Youth League, okay, to go in the trenches of our district and inform the people of our district that they should vote for on Abraham Vamuya Kone. Honorable Kone today, he cannot live up to what he told the people at the time in 2017.
Okay. And so it is Mr. Kamara who is capable of ensuring that the clinic will be up to standard.
Indeed. Honor the leadership, honor the representative leadership of Honorable Muka Kekula Kamara. That clinic will be operational because that clinic is government owned. It will be operational. Honorable Kamara is going to ensure that that clinic is operational. That people who are residing in Toho community, people who are residing in Pere Mansion, who are residing in Basso community, will not have to go to Clowerton clinic to access medical, facility. They will have to just remain in Toho community to access medical facility.
People who support Honorable Kone often accuse you guys of being very divisive. They say you always, ignite confusion. You're manipulating every development. When he is about to do something in the district, you'll go do intellectual all day, you're fighting against the main developmental project. Most of his supporters often accuse you guys of being the ones, preventing real development from occurring in the district.
I think the most divisive character within district number 14 is Honorable Kone. There's a man who, if you try to oppose anything coming from the office of the lawmaker on the basis of reality, he always send thugs to brutalize young people. We have records, we have videos of thugs that were paid by Honorable Kone to brutalize young people at the Capitol building.
If you have those videos and records, why don't you take the lawmaker to court? He's not above the law.
So, Oliver, our issue here is the only place I would think we can vent our anger is at the ballot box.
Okay,
that's the reason why we have decided to vote Honorable Kone, because we don't want to have a lawmaker who is so vindictive. Who, when you have young people want to speak truth to power, you pay thugs to brutalize them. This is not the kind of lawmaker we are wanting to work along with. We want to work along with somebody who is willing to listen, like Honorable Kamara, who is accessible, someone who has the leadership charisma. So, like people like Honorable Kone, like we said, it's just a man who is surrounded by buffoons, who is surrounded by people who understand nothing about the issue. Okay. They cannot come here to debate the issue why Honorable Kone should be given a second term. They will never try it. I challenge anybody from the office of Honorable Kone to open an open debate. Let the guys from the Camel ABC come and tell why we should give ABC a second chance, and we'll tell them why. And tell them why Honorable Kone deserve, why Honorable Muka Kekula Kamara deserve to be elected as the representative of district number 14. They will not come. We challenge. It is an open debate to anyone from the office of the lawmaker.
Okay, it's an open challenge to any of you from the office of the lawmaker. I hope some of you are listening and you want to make your way through. We don't have the luxury of time. I am trying to arrange debates, across the country with several of these lawmakers and legislative candidates across the country. We hope that your team will face one of the candidates' team in District 14. But let's go to the lines. They're here. They say ABC open clinic, one medicine on there. They said the police station you built, the police people are stranded. He is unable to lobby to use his administrative oversight, power to ensure that place is overly functional. They accuse him of being so divisive, and he can flog people who can criticize him. That's what they say. In their mind, Muka Kekula Kamara is the best person to replace Honorable Kone, whom is being referred to by Galagola Wise as an administrative buffoon. That is what he chose to say. Those are his comments. They do not reflect the editorial policy of this platform. My name is Klein. 865-100-104. Crime Stoppers Liberia is our official sponsor. We just have 5 calls 5-6 calls, then we call it a day. Beginning with this first question. Let's hear you. 1 minute.
Yeah, I did it.
Quickly, let's hear you, Chief.
Yeah, I'm just wanting to go to the voting. Yes, I want to tell the Muga doesn't think it, but I want to be clear to you that if you're going to be elected because the man of things, but people is the man who in fact is the man of war.
Okay.
So we're not concerned with
Okay. Thank you. We'll leave you right there. Let's take the other person. Go ahead. 1 minute.
Good evening, Mr. Khan.
Good evening, Chief. Let's hear you quickly. No time.
Okay, Michael Cannon calling from District 14.
Go ahead.
Those guys are in there, they're paid agents. I call them paid agents. Honorable Muka, the club Muka, that's a camera. Who had gas station? No or different child work there. Only his brothers work there. Muka.
But that the main gas station. Hello, hold on. That the main gas station. You can decide who to appoint to your place.
He had generator. He couldn't supply his people that live around here.
No, but hello. The generator for the main house, the personal house, the main LEC to supply people around. I mean, why would you want to demand some? The food you can cook to your house, you can get your neighbor.
Yes. Look, when you are public figure, you need to be flexible to everybody.
Okay, thank you very much. Muka can give your current around your house. Let's just talk to the other person. Go ahead, 1 minute. Good evening, Chief.
Yeah, this is Isaac Wilson at George Washington.
Go ahead, Isaac.
So you can we all know that Honorable ACD has filled this district, but Honorable Kekula Kamara is not the rightful person to replace.
Who is the rightful person from your end?
If you look at just say, this man so who run the gas station and then it generates service to the community, but you don't have no address of everything to that gas station.
So who is the best person you think should be the lawmaker then?
The next person I was going to let in this district represent people is on the Maya people.
Okay, Mother P. Gonoti. We'll leave you right there. Let's take this person. Go ahead, 1 minute.
How are you doing, Karen? How are you?
We are great. Who is this person?
Let me extend my thanks and appreciation to your studio guest. There is Myers DTA, the coordinator of district number 14 CDC, and the campaign manager of Kekula Muka Kamara.
Go ahead, Mr. Beauty.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Let me extend to my fellow colleagues in studio there, thanks for the hard work. I think they have spoken well. Karen, you know, I know. It took a time for the people of District 14 to elect Honorable Connor in 2017. It cost men and women to speak to people, to beg them. But Connor has proven to us that he is deceptive. He is nobody that you can trust. And in that vein, in as much we are in the vanguard, we are making representative, and we are in the vanguard to make Muka representative. Connor is a former representative.
Are you saying this because he defeat? Are you saying this because you know? I mean, what's informing this decision?
Connor was out of the country in 2017. Connor came 1 week to elections. It took the legs of Myers, DJ, and other district officials. We were the one that can be for Connor. We were rejected here by own travel group. We did everything possible, and we appealed to them. And Connor is on the TDC ticket. So we want all of us to do everything possible to vote, and he was elected.
Okay.
Now the Connor, still Connor man coming to condemn the Mindset Coalition for Democratic Change. We are going to give you a technical knockout.
Okay. We will give you a technical knockout. That's Maya Beatty, the coordinator of district number 14. Let's take this other person. Go ahead, 1 minute.
Yeah, okay, thank you for taking my call. Because the first call and take my call, you refuse to take my call.
Okay.
Well, thank you. Take the other call for me. Let me say hi to Anessa and you guys in studio. This is my sister. I'm calling from the 18th of Clarendon.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah. No, okay. In Clarendon, it will be a ball game. It will be shaky. When they say 2 men meet that the elephant can feed it, the ground, I can feed it. What I want to say here?
Go to the point.
What I want to say? Yeah, to the point now. Like the way happy in Grand Chile County, I will happy in Clarendon here. You know why? I want to have my feeding here. The God has spoken well, but they're not doing well in Clarendon. We agree, Muka
Kamara is our ticket as a CDC. I'm a physician. I'm not even a fellowship. I don't fear nothing or favor anybody.
Go to the issue quickly.
Okay, so the issue I'm trying to say is that your brother say they met the SYC and they want to move for the ticket. Okay, it's correct. Well, Muka people, let me be real with you here. Let me be clear. Let me be on the record. One is naked or another, that business. I don't care about anybody city. I'm not following the next city. But I'm going to after me. Look here. Those people looking in my face. If I was somewhere, I'm following some guys from the Trouble Nation group. They will tell me in the face, you're talking about President three Muka Kamara. What's on your ticket? We are a Madigo group. We are Madigo Trouble. We are like, they will agree.
Okay, so I mean, you got to go to the point, man. CC, I'm struggling to get you, but let's take this question quickly. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Kai. Let me be very quick once again for recognition. My name is Ibrahim. I'm sorry for the feedback. Okay, thank you. You know, I think few months back.
Go ahead, quickly, no time.
I think few months back, I highlighted the same issue about Muka Kamara on the CDC. Look, let me say this. Kai and NSC did a political survey. I said, I will, but that's why I'm a citizen. Muka is on the CDC ticket, but it will be very difficult for Muka to win the district. I'm serious. I'm telling you, my man.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I know I'm a citizen.
We leave you right there. We leave you right there, my brother. We don't have the luxury of time. Let's take two more. Let's take two more. Let's take two more. Just two more, then we call it a day. It is kind of confusing in here. Where do I go? Let's take this one, then we take one more. Go ahead. 1 minute.
Hello.
Go ahead. 1 minute.
Yeah, thank you very much, your brother, for connecting me. I really appreciate your effort. This is Mohammed S. Family, and I call from Pamoko Market, Batam.
Go ahead, Mohammed.
Okay, you know, I really surprised some big guys, man. Especially our coordinator, my meeting. The man who worked hard and then was staff at the back at the CDC. Today, we saw him lie down on the floor, wearing Honor Muka feet just because of greediness, because he won power. Today, Honorable Kone, who fighting these guys who, the common language for Labapido guys, they are Labapido guys who.
Okay. So they are Labapido guys. Where do you eat? Do you eat at Evelyn Restaurant? Thank you very much. We'll leave you right there, and that would do it for the call-in segment. When you call, go straight to the point, and don't be. This person, you're the last person. Go ahead. 1 minute, quickly.
Yeah, my name is George P. Calling from Clarendon.
Go ahead, George.
Honestly, to tell you the truth, Muka Kamara is not a record person because CDC showed them going to lose this because of that candidate is supposed to be.
So who's going to win?
I believe APC will stay go back.
Okay, we leave you right there. You believe, gentlemen, it is a rough game for you guys. Unfiltered callers. There you have it. Let's hear you. 30 seconds and we go. We're out of time. I'm in trouble with management. Trust me. 30 seconds. Let's begin with you.
And thank you very much, people. Oliver Khan. You know, you will have in a political environment, you will have those kind of things happening.
Mm-hmm.
But what we can say to you is that Honorable Kekula Muka Kamara is the only alternative to redeem the people of our district from oppression, from destitution, and from barren leadership. You know, Honorable Abraham Bamoya Kone has miserably failed the people of our district. For 12 consecutive years, there has been no district report. There has been no accountability. This lawmaker cannot account to the people who elected him as representative. This lawmaker continues to oppress the freedom of expression in our district. When young people come up to express themselves.
You say all of that, your party comments.
So we want to say to the people of our district, let us rally our forces, let us come together on one emperor, on a coalition for democratic change to ensure that Honorable Kamara is elected as the lawmaker of electoral district number 14. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We go over to you, Mr. Campaign spokesperson. You should be having a very difficult job because the people are kind of divided over the candidacy of your candidate.
The issue of electing Honorable Kamara as the next lawmaker is one of the easiest decisions one can ever make in a decision of history making. So, for me, I don't want to respond to trivial issues being raised by people calling us Lababido, people calling us saying that Honorable BT is where people know Honorable Kamara fit. You know, those are all trivial issues. But you see, I just provided you statistics. People just come and say things from the blue sky, right? Have you traced the electoral record of Honorable Kamara? You consider him as tribalist. Honorable Kamara has 5 different businesses. You want to know about gas station? Do you know how many people is under the employ? Are under the employ of Honorable Kamara? So if you look at the statistics of Kekula Kamara performance in the past elections, you will not just get and let's speak ignorantly. But I can say for a fact that we are going through the process with the support of the people, the support of the party, and the support of the president in this process. Going in the district, there are so many things that the party can boast of. Nobody will see the CDC logo in district number 14 and go for an independent logo. Watchman will beat ABC and will beat him face down on Ottawa thing. Bagman will Oliver Khan. Thank you for the opportunity, and we look forward to having an open debate. Anybody from the county will come in to tell us why he deserves to be given a third term as a lawmaker.
The political season is getting hotter. If you cannot stand in the kitchen because of the heat, don't go there. This is a rephrase of the famous saying that says, if you cannot stand the heat, don't go closer to the kitchen. 2023 is here. Liberians are deciding. Our job is to have the political commentary and provide the stage for all of you politicians to come and market your people. Until we return here on tomorrow, which is the midweek edition, we will have theme of individuals from the We As Intellectual movement. That movement is, going to tell us more about why the president should be given the chance to flog Bwaka Cummings, Gunglo, Monimba, and the rest of the 20-some candidates. Until then, bye-bye from my end.